Hey, welcome back to another episode of Inside Four Lines. This time my guest is Nick Carter. Nick Carter, tell me a little about yourself.
My name is Nick Carter. I grew up here in Little Rock. I went to Little Rock Mills High School, and right now I play for the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff.
All right, so Nick, you play at UAPB right now. What position do you play at UAPB?
Play left tackle.
Left tackle. And what year are you?
Right now I'm still a freshman.
So you're a true freshman or a redshirt freshman?
True freshman.
True freshman. So this year you played?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so Nick, what's your height and weight right now? You're a pretty big guy. You make me look small.
Right now, I'd say about like 6'4", 310.
6'4", 310. All right, so Nick, you play offensive tackle. Did you say you play left or right tackle?
I play left.
Left tackle, okay. And your quarterback this year, was he a left hand or right hand quarterback?
Right hand.
So you was playing the blind side?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so how did you do this year? Tell us a little bit how you did this year.
Well, I started 10 games of the season. On PFF, I graded out at a 70.2 PFF grade. That was like 8th among SWAC.
Last year, you started at left tackle. That is a big job for a true freshman. And you came from Little Rock Mills?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so up at Little Rock Mills, who would you say helped you out a lot?
First and foremost, I gotta thank Coach Bo, Marcus Bo. That he was a stickler. He was my coach, but he was always sticking his neck out for me. He trained me up because I wouldn't really be playing this offensive line stuff without him. And I also gotta thank Coach Lee. Coach Lee accepted me, took me into the team. He helped me grow as well as not just a better player, but a better person. And Coach Greg Hunter and also Coach Billy Lee, those two amazing coaches. And I wouldn't be in the spot I'm in without them.
For sure. So this year, how would you say what it was learning the concepts and being prepared as a true freshman to play the game?
It was a lot. I'm not even gonna lie to you, because transitioning from high school to college is a big jump. Everybody out there is a dog. I learned probably 25 new concepts, like when it comes to just offensive line alone.
Let's talk about how you got to this point. All right, so let's go to Nick Carter, your freshman year. Your freshman year, 8th grade year. Let's go with 8th grade year. Nick Carter, 8th grade year. So 8th grade year, Nick, were you playing football?
No.
You were not playing football. Why weren't you playing football?
The school I went to didn't have a football team at the time.
Okay, what school did you go to?
East End.
Oh, okay, you went to East End Charter. All right, so at East End Charter, Nick, would you say your grades were good or?
Yeah, I had good grades, actually.
So what was your grades like?
I know I maintained a 3.1.
You had a 3.1. All right, so at what point did you start playing football?
So I'd say I really started playing again, because I was on the team 10th grade, but I really started playing again my 11th grade year.
Okay. So, but what made you, was that just something that you already knew you was going to do, or what made you play football?
Because I love football, man. I grew up watching football with my dad, my mama. We big Cowboys fans, so.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So I grew up with football my whole life, man. I love the sport.
All right. So, 10th grade year, you come to Mills. That's when I ran into you. 10th grade year, you were real raw. You were raw. A lot of technique things that you didn't necessarily have yet, but you were one of the better offensive linemen in that class. And, in that offensive lineman class. So knew you was gonna be special. Didn't know how far, your talents would take you, but I knew you was going to end up playing college football somewhere. So after 10th grade year, let's start with your 10th grade year. How did you say your season went, your development to the point that you are now?
Senior year, But 10th grade, yeah, it's about 10th grade development, right?
Yeah, let's start with 10th grade development.
10th grade, I got there late, so I didn't know much. I had to learn everything. I was on scout a lot, going against the starting O-line. It's crazy. 10th grade, I consider myself a D lineman. I consider myself a D lineman. Coach Bo, he was always telling me, man, come work with the O-line, come work with the O-line. And I finally listened to him, and that's when I started working with the O-line. And I feel myself getting better, going against the O-line at the time. Them guys like Will, Coop, Gabe, Matt, all them, and Tree. And yeah, I feel myself getting better over time. And then at 10th grade, after the season ended, I think we lost in
the semis.
Yeah, the semis, the 10th grade year.
To Charlotte.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then going into that off season, working with you, Bo, I was still real raw. Like you said, I had a lot of technique stuff missing. I was real raw. And you and Bo, Bo and Billy actually were main factors in their development going into my 11th grade year.
Going into 11th grade, you got better. What happened from 11th to 12th grade?
At the end of my 11th grade year, I hurt my knee, and so it was like a little long rehab. In the end, man, I was so hurt, I had to get surgery. I was staying with my grandma at the time. I learned I was just, man, it was bad, man. I was learning how to walk again.
11th grade, okay, take us through that season because you mentioned you got hurt.
Season 8-2. We went into the playoffs 8-2.
Okay.
9-2 went on.
9-2. So who was the two losses to?
My Mill, and we lost at the end of the season to Valonia.
Okay, Maumelle and Valonia. All right, and after that, y'all get to the playoffs. You make it to the what?
We made it to the
semis.
What's that? The semis? Nah, I would say that was the quarterfinal.
Okay, the quarterfinals, and y'all played Parkview.
Yeah.
And Parkview had Monterio, Elson, Cameron Settles, and Man on that team, right?
Correct.
All right.
Going into the second quarter, we held in there for a little bit. It was 7 or 14-0, one of those.
Mm-hmm.
I picked the ball up. I'd probably say I ran about 20, 25 yards.
Mm-hmm.
And as I was sticking my foot to turn the other direction, I got hit in my knee, and that's when I ended up getting hurt that game.
All right, so your 12th grade year, what do you think set you on the map as far as you getting an offer from UAPB? That's a Division I school.
Probably the biggest thing, I'd probably say my physicality and being able to move.
What's the biggest thing you learned? Because they say football teaches you the game of life.
Yeah, for sure. I say football teaches you patience, discipline, control, because it take a lot, man. It take a lot to learn that game. You got to be patient with it. You can't rush nothing. You also got to be disciplined. You got to know when to listen, how to approach it, how to ask questions. And eventually over time, that stuff, once you take those three, to me, and mesh them all together, you get great results.
All right, and then lastly, what is your goals for the upcoming season?
Man, I want to be all SWAC, all American. I want to be the best tackle in the SWAC. Really, one of the best in the nation. I don't really want to like set myself apart from what I did last season and take a huge leap. Like my 11th and 12th grade year, I want to take an even bigger leap from my freshman and sophomore year. Like, I really want to be all SWAC, all American.
All right. Well, Nick, if there was one thing that you had to tell somebody that was, watching this podcast, what would it be?
I'd say keep working, man. Like, don't ever let no one tell you what you can do. Because if you put in the work, if you really believe in it, like, you could get that done. Like, there's nothing you can't do. Like, if you really got your mind set on that. Like, so yeah, man, I say stay patient with yourself, stay true to yourself, and keep working hard, and you're going to get the results you're looking for.
And like I asked Trell, what's the reason you hopped on this podcast?
Really you, Tones, cause I done known you since my 10th grade year, just knowing you, I got huge respect for you. Just being able to do anything with you, it mean a lot to me because you was a part of that process of me developing as a football player.
All right, this is Inside Four Lines with Nick Carter and Coach Soames. Y'all have a good one.